Okay, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, the RV park is right over there. So I've gotten a ton of shots over there. You can clearly hear them, clearly see them, and yeah, the RV park's right over there. Uh, I think there's some more lining up on the runway. I'll turn the camera on if they come over. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. Let's see if I can get the comments up there. New feature for StreamYard, and kind of playing with it a little bit tonight. I've got another clip coming up for Nomad News, but we're going to cover a bunch tonight, and you saw that. I am actually at the Yuma Fairgrounds in the parking lot. The gates are locked, but I have finagled my way in here, and we are right at the end of the runway, right where you saw that clip. That's where we're sitting, and if they go over, you guys will get to see them. It has actually been kind of quiet today, so I don't know how much we're going to get today or not, but yeah, this is a busy Marine base, and seen every kind of aircraft fly in and out of this place. But tonight we're going to be talking about Nomad and Nomad Land. If you don't know what that is, you probably will by the end of 2021. So I figure, you know what a perfect time to just go ahead and bring that up, and hopefully you guys can hear me okay, because I didn't think about that. How is the sound out there? You guys can hear me okay? Let's see here. Yeah, just go ahead and let me know if you guys can hear me, because I did not do a sound check today, and we do have a little bit of wind, so hopefully we'll see how that goes. Now, could you guys hear the sound on that clip? Sounds good. Next exit says thank you, thank you. Who was first in the house here? Uh, just I'll ask you guys questions you can answer. I'm going to scroll back up to the top here, but it looks like Tom and Lori RV Life first in the house, and I think Tom was complaining because 6 p.m. really, I get thirsty long before that. I know that wouldn't be my sweet Lori, so that has to be Tom, and Jim Bertrand a close second. So looks like the Tigners are in the house. Let's scroll on down the list here. And RV Living Life is in the house. Cheers, getting their happy hour on. Karen's New Jersey Journey. Hi, hon. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Missed you last week. And for those of you that thought maybe I blocked Miss Karen, I would never do that. So she is a great part of my life, and I would never block Miss Karen. So, no, I'm glad that she's here. Who else have we got in the house? I think we covered the list there. WCRV Adventures, Wayne and Carrie, they are there. And it's late there. Yeah, it's probably about getting 8 o'clock, I guess, something like that. So meant to be RVing. How are you guys doing? You guys just had a live, and I missed that, and I'm gonna have to go back and watch it and see how you did. I love the live. So if you've got a live out there that you do, definitely. I don't get all of the notifications, and as soon as I know you're doing a live, I try to hit that remind button just so that I remember it. Let's see who else is in the house. Looks like we got everybody covered. And boy, you guys are rolling. So were you guys able to hear that clip? That is a new feature on StreamYard. I don't know if you guys could hear that okay or not. If this is the first that I've played with it, so hopefully that you guys could hear it. HC Carefree Highway is in the house. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, just let me know. Sure, Sunny, where you are. It is great weather here. I did bring my jacket just in case because that sun goes down and it gets a little cool. And I'm going to take these glasses off just so that I can see your comments, and we can go on here. But yeah, were you guys able to hear that clip? That was from just feet away from where we're at right now here at the Yuma County Fairgrounds in Yuma. Pearl is in the house. Hello, Pearl. How you doing? Let's see. Hopefully you guys could hear the clip because I've got another clip coming up later. So let me know if you guys could hear the volume in that clip and everything was okay. Dale and Sherry are in the house. That is my brother. Talked to him today, and not from another mother, and glad to have you here. Whoa, Nelly is in the house. Hello, Whoa, Nelly RV Adventures. Uh, let's see. All right, well, let's go on. What was my week like? I am still in quarantine, guys. I have another 6 days to go to make my 14 days quarantine. And I have been being a good boy. I have not been going out. I am sneaking away to the hot tub about 8 o'clock at night. Nobody is ever out there. And I get my hot tub time in. So that is working good. Lamona is in the house. Hello, Lamona. Uh, So can you guys hear okay? You guys and can you hear you guys can hear me. Can you hear the clips when I play the clip? Let me know. Let me know. Because nobody's commented on that yet. Let me see if I can throw up that clip one more time and you guys can kind of catch that. Yeah, the RV park is right over there. So I've gotten a ton of shots over there. You can clearly hear. All right. So yeah, that is what I have been living with. That's cool. You guys could hear that clip okay. Yeah, the clip has sound. That is perfect. I've got another clip coming up. I just wanted to make sure. First time we've ever played with that. So I'm having a little bit of fun with you with that and enjoy. Marcy Webb is in the house. Glad to have you. Imagine Travels is in the house. Hi guys, how you doing? Oh my gosh. So yeah, I have been being a good boy. I haven't been really going out and doing anything. I got the brakes fixed last week. I think we talked about that a little bit, but yeah, that what I have been dealing with though, and I didn't know before I got to this RV park. I'm at SUNY Sands, and it is an encore park, part of the Thousand Trails Encore Trails collection, and I'm able to stay there for free for 2 weeks. But yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, I didn't expect it to be so noisy. And I will give a little bit of credit. It has been quieter today, and especially this afternoon. So it is Sunday afternoon. The military doesn't necessarily recognize weekends, so you never know. You never know what we might get flying over, but you should have a good shot of that. I am looking straight down the runway, so if I see him coming, I'll let you know. But I'm talking to you, so it may catch me by surprise as well. And looks like I'm looking. I see a osprey coming in for a landing, but he's not going to fly over, I don't think. So not the bird, the actual plane. They've been flying. The Harriers have coming through, and if a Harrier comes through, they come through right past here. I will try to talk to you guys, but they get really loud and they take a long time because they're really not moving much. They move really slowly. If you're not familiar with the Harrier, they're the ones that can actually take off and land vertically, like a helicopter almost. but imagine it with jet engines. So it will get kind of kind of noisy. If we can see it from here, I will turn the camera around and see if we can't catch him landing, because that's the first time I've ever seen one, and I thought that was pretty cool. I've seen it on TV. I haven't seen it in real life. Getting to see it in real life is kind of surreal. So, uh, oh my gosh. So we have. We have, we are just going to go ahead and talk about Nomad and Nomad Land. And I suppose that should bring us right at the top of the hour. Maybe we'll see if we can find something else here. Um, yeah, the Nomad name has been around for some time, and I think we started hearing it. I know I started hearing it about 5 years ago when I first started doing this. And there's some things happening over the past years, but there is a new movie out, and we're gonna show you that real quick. Would you guys like to see that clip? Um, I don't know if you knew it or not yet. There is an actual feature film. It is in theaters and on Hulu. And why don't we just go ahead and throw that up there and see if we can get that to you guys here. So hold on a second.
My dad used to say, what's remembered lives.
It's been a year since I started out for that goal.
I maybe spent too much of my life just remembering.
Finding bits and pieces, all worth every reach I've carried on.
Oh, he's gonna come right through the glass.
Driving down the highway, roll down the window, watch it go.
What the Nomads are doing is not that different than what the pioneers did.
Whatever was in the breeze, keep me company when I roll.
One of the things I love most about this life is that there's no final goodbye.
Drifting.
Let's just say I'll see you down the road.
Hey, find anything interesting? Rock!
Well, what did you guys think about that? My gosh. Yeah, that is a feature film that is in theaters and on Hulu right now. I was screening a copy of that just prior, and I thought, you know what? I want to see if I can't get this out. We'll make it part of the live. I was going to originally do it as part of Nomad News, but it's such an interesting subject every time that it comes up, because people wonder if all the attention to the nomad and nomad lifestyle that is going out and becoming more mainstream. Um, uh, you now wonder if there's going to be more and more people coming out. We have seen digital nomads and every other term for it, but basically it comes down to nomad. And I think with the epidemic, with the pandemic, I should say, we're seeing more and more people look to this. Now, that movie is kind of loosely fictional, nonfiction. That is Bob Wells, if the gray hair bearded guy. And Bob Wells has a heck of a story. He is here on YouTube. And if you guys remember his name, let me know. I see RV Living Life is commented in there. I don't remember the name of his channel, though, I'm afraid. But he is in this movie along with some others. I made some notes. I didn't get to see them, but gosh. Yeah, now I can't find it, but yeah, they're doing their thing. There's nothing. It's interesting to see Bob. He's really, that's the way Bob is when you see him. And yeah, I think watched it yesterday. HC Carefree Highway. Watched it yesterday. Interesting film. Some say it's RV living, but it's really based on van life. Yeah, it really is. It really is. But I think it points towards the trend that a lot of people are kind of going into this. Some are voluntarily going in, and some, because of the pandemic, because they're losing for whatever, a variety of different economic reasons, are turning to RVs and RV van life. And the manufacturers have been talking about this, and they are not going to be able to meet the expectation for sales for 2021. There's a lot of people that are coming in into the picture here. So, with that said, the RV manufacturers are kind of recognizing this, and we're starting to see 2020, 2021, we're starting to see the manufacturers building in offices for those digital nomads out there. If you haven't heard the term digital nomad, these are the work from anywhere type people. These are the people that, for whatever reason, have jobs that they can do from anywhere. And there's a car going by. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but there was a car racing down the other way. No, the RV manufacturers are starting to build in offices to these RVs. They're redesigning floor plans and offering that option, wired for Wi-Fi, wired for teleconferencing, wired for teleworking. And I have a feeling we're going to see a boom in this, um, and we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. But Cowboy Biker Adventures is in the house. Hello, Don. He came by and visited me this week, and at some point we still need to get together and go for a ride. So I'd like to, as soon as I can get done with this. I suppose I could go out for a ride while I'm on quarantine. So I just don't want to do it alone. If you guys are familiar with riding, normally I had Miss Karen with me. I don't have her to ride with me, and there's safety in numbers. If something bad happens, it's nice to have somebody out there. So I know Don is traveling around by himself. He is also a rider, and hopefully we'll get together and see if we can't get a ride in. So yeah, as the people are trying to figure out how to escape with this pandemic, a lot of jobs have switched over to digital, to working from home, to working online rather than in the office place. And I don't expect to see that change. I think that we're entering a new era of the workplace, and less office space, less overheads for office buildings, things like that. And if you can work at home, if you can work anywhere, where would you like to work? And that's kind of, let's not forget we still have the cost savings, and some, I mean, it's not free. It can be cheaper. It can be more expensive than living in sticks and bricks. It all depends on how you approach it. And so we're just seeing an increase in those people. But what are you guys' thoughts out there? I've been what kind of craft was that in the background? I see the comment up at the top. The one that flew over in the clip, I believe that was a Harrier, and he was doing a regular takeoff. I've seen a lot of them coming in and out. F-15s, F-35s, F-16s. I believe that I saw I thought the Blue Angels were supposed to be practicing in town here. They did cancel the air show, so I don't know if the Blue Angels have come in or not. It seemed to me like I saw a formation of 4 planes come in that were all blue. I'm not sure. I saw another plane yesterday that looked very much like the Thunderbirds, but I haven't seen the Thunderbirds in years, so I don't know if that was one of the, and it was just a single plane, so who knows? Who knows? And if you're seeing a plane in the background here, I have my screen is smaller than your guys, so I wouldn't know. Um, let's see. Let's go back here. Let's go back. So, and we'll just go into Nomad News here. See if we can throw it up. I think there should be a new rule. You must be 60 years old to purchase and drive any RV. Just a thought. No, no, Bob, because then I wouldn't qualify. Are we grandfathered in? If we're going to grandfather in, then I'd be okay with that. You know, no, it's everybody is welcome, and I think it's going to be an interesting year because I think we're going to see nomad the term nomad become more mainstream as you start seeing movies like this come out. You're gonna, it'll become more mainstream. I think 2021 is going to see a boom of the lifestyle. So we will see. We will see. Lamona says she saw the Thunderbirds fly over her backyard. Yeah, maybe they are still out there. I'm telling you, it was a red, white, and blue plane. It was sure painted up pretty, but it's when they're flying at 500-600 feet, you guess that's probably what it is. So let's see. Yes, grandfather rule. Yes, please. Thank you. The problem is finding places to stay. Tigner Adventures is the yeah. I'll tell you, finding places to stay as more and more people start doing. Excited for the people, but harder for all. Yeah, and it is. I think it's going to get harder yet. Most of those people that are new to it that are coming in aren't going to be boondockers. And so you're going to see a lot of them gravitate towards the RV parks and the like, which is bound to kind of expand into when they become boondockers. At some point, they'll figure it out. And we will probably see a boom on the federal lands, which is also part of our Nomad News. So we'll go ahead and throw that up here. And so we had enjoy the journey life, enjoy the journey life here on YouTube. They did a great video here. It's had a lot of views, thousands of views, and they're re-emphasizing the need for everybody needs to pick up and take care of their wherever they're at. And if you're boondocking, wherever, it doesn't hurt anything to pick up some trash because there's a lot more people out there that are throwing down trash that you can't control some people. And they kind of expand on that a little bit. Now, enjoy the journey life is not exactly they're not really known for their boondocking, but they are getting into it. And during their video, they were, I don't know if your right word is confronted, or they were talked to by a BLM agent who told them the area was closed for boondocking. And, they said basically that the BLM is seeing such overuse and such abuse on the federal lands that they have to close down areas. In their case, they were by Sedona, and Sedona, beautiful, beautiful place. But yeah, they have been closing down a lot of boondocking spots there, mainly because of the impact of not only trash, but people trying to move in, trying to stay there long term. And this takes a lot of resources. They're pulling out tons of trash left behind by some of these people, and at a certain point, you just have to close it down and let the land recoup, go in and clean it up, kick out the people that have kind of homesteaded and are staying there. And so I think it is a great point that we need to recognize there's going to be more and more people that um, they're urban dwellers. They're not used to going out and boondocking, and they're used to throwing their beer cans in the fire, and their trash they're not all that concerned about. And then the other side, you have the homeless people, and the homeless people really don't. They've just kind of given up on life, and they really don't care. And so it really makes our job more important that we, and I've always said this, leave it better than you found it. Not just clean up, but leave it better than you found it. So, Fate Unbound has also done a good video on the trash problem. Yeah, Marcy Webb commenting in there. And yes, I saw that one as well. So, X Fired Up, glad to have you in the house. Oh my gosh. So yeah, just anytime that I see that, it's a good time to put it out there and just remind everybody, even though you didn't leave it, and we know you didn't leave it, you know, if you can pick up just one bag of trash and hopefully the next person behind you, maybe they pick up one bag of trash, eventually we keep it pretty clear. And that's the way Quartzsite is right now. You go around Quartzsite, with the exception, there are some exceptions. It's not perfect, but for the most part, you see a lot of clean desert out there. And, when we find it, we're generally picking it up. So, um, cheers to that, guys. And, tonight's live brought to you by Dutch Brothers. Not really sponsored, but I'd go for it. Oh, so yeah, in turn, the BLM is closing down a lot of those federal lands, and that's the take. If we don't do something ourselves, they're going to close them down. And apparently, they showed a lot on their video that it, there's a lot of damage happening out there. We have to step up, guys. We have to step up. So. Um, we discussed Nomad Land, and we got that one. Let me make sure. Um, that story, by the way, I don't think I covered it. Loosely fiction, loosely nonfiction. You see, the character, the main star, Frances McDermott, is um, has basically lost her job, has lost her husband, and now is basically just looking for some way to survive, some way to at some point I believe she's hit with a hell of a hospital bill, and I don't know exactly all that is involved in the movie. Like I said, I got to screen the first maybe 15-20 minutes of it, and I had to come to the live here, so I'll get to watch that later on. But as she travels around, the story kind of chronicles her travels, the things that she has to do, things that, at first seem like she's down and out, and starts realizing at some point that this is really pretty amazing, going out and seeing these places and doing these things, and kind of sees the difference. So kind of cool, kind of cool. Uh, uh, yeah, no, no. I'm just going over my notes, guys. So, you know, I think you got that. Fate Unbound also had a good video out there cleaning up. and it, again, they're stressing that the more people that are added by the economic times, the pandemic, and so forth, they really, I think we're going to see a lot more. But the more we make that, or that name is made more mainstream, including Forbes just did an article, came out 3 days ago, and it basically explaining the title of it is "The Reality of Nomad Life in America," and it's a great article. Um, I, I can't disagree with it, and they kind of chronicle, what is kind of trending and what is becoming the trend. So another thanks, pandemic, appreciate it. So thought it was bad enough with 2020, but yeah, I think it's gonna get a little bit more crowded out here for the nomads that are out here. So let's see here. Tigner Adventure says they have an adventure membership, which allows you to get the upgraded Encore 90-day window to crush everyone else in the Encore. That must be on Thousand Trails. I have not heard that. So interesting. I'll have to, maybe I'll get in touch with you and you can fill me in on that. And it'd be interesting to hear. And maybe if it's that newsworthy, we'll add it on. There have been a couple people, Thousand Trails News, there have been a couple parks that have been added on to the regular Thousand Trails, not the Encore, here in Yuma. And I don't know if they're doing this in other parts of the country or not. So far, I can't find any information about it, but I've been told by more than a few people that the um, that the um, that they're taking some of these encores. I had to gather my thoughts here, and I'm watching a plane. I wasn't sure if it was going to come this way or not. They're taking some of the encores and switching them over from Encore to Thousand Trails. So nothing is showing up on the Thousand Trails map yet, but I have heard that from more than a couple people. Doug D is in the house. Welcome. How you doing? And yeah, no. It's quiet night, guys. I'm telling you, I'm kind of liking it. I'm sad for you. You don't get to see the planes. We really don't have much of a sunset going on over there. So Tom and Lori can probably see that. And if they're looking at watching the live and looking over at the sunset, there's that. It's pretty, but there's no clouds or anything else to light it up. So and it's kind of blocked by an animal park here. So I don't really get to see that, but Life Interrupted also did a couple videos on Trash Left Behind. Did they? Yeah, that is awesome. I don't get to watch all the videos, guys. Unfortunately, I can only watch so many. So thanks for putting that in there. If you I am always a big proponent of picking up and cleaning up. So Imagine Travel says squirrel. Yeah, it's right here by the airport. I'm kind of watching the skies because it'll happen pretty quick and I see some lights down at the end of the runway there. So I don't know if they're coming this way or not. So if you see me looking over that way, I'm just kind of keeping an eye out because they're pretty shocking when they go overhead. All right. All right. Well, how are you guys doing out there? I think that was just about it. Yeah, Lori says not a spectacular sunset, no clouds. Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of orange over that way, and um, that's all we're gonna get tonight. That's all we're gonna get tonight. RV Living Life says for us to upgrade. By the way, RV Living Life, each week you give us an update. Is that house listed? I know you guys are you're getting ready to list the house and get out on the road. We're excited for you for that. He says for us to upgrade from oh boy from Odyssey Adventure to Adventure, we lose 4 week stays. which is why we bought Odyssey. So this is new stuff to me, guys. I'm gonna have to check into this and see. I haven't heard about these. Encore is kind of a confusing animal. They have over 300 different types of memberships. So boy, it's hard to keep up with. It's hard to keep up with. Yeah, RV Living Life is just another way for TT to become even more complicated. So, absolutely. Tigner Adventures, they are in Yuma until April 15th. Weather has been nice. I will not be here until April 15th, but I am having extended my stay just because of the quarantine. I have lost these 2 weeks that I wanted to go down into Mexico. I wanted to go and see the Yuma prison, things like that. And unfortunately, in my very first day at this RV park, I met a couple, and we just enjoyed the company for a happy hour and pool time, and gave hugs, and off they went. And they came to me the next day and said, "I I hate to tell you, but we also take care of an older couple here at the park, and they have tested positive for COVID. And so they were quarantining themselves, but they wanted to let me know. So I've been in quarantine ever since. Out of an abundance of caution, I am healthy. I have not had any problems. Still have about 6 more days to go. Uh, um, so let's see if you got 2 days until we list. RV Living Life, 2 days until we list. That is awesome, you guys. That is awesome. They did the photos and video on Friday. That is good. Hopefully, we'll cross our fingers for you. You get a quick sale, and you guys are heading out. So all you need is a border to open up, I think, right? I don't know. Uh, except for the keys, do you really need more than 60 days to get into the Encore parks? WCRB Adventures. Yeah, Wayne and Carrie, they point out something. I'll tell you what, I wish that I had more than 60 days to get into those keys. But typically, like Karen says, no. Yeah, typically, no. You don't really need 60 days is plenty. But I'll tell you what, I have got it bad to go down there and stay at Fiesta. That is one of the Encore parks down there on the Keys, and unfortunately, the time of year that I'm going to be there, that's Florida's busiest time of year for our RV folks, our RV nomads. So trying to get into some of those parks can be kind of difficult. But anyway, how are you guys doing? It is a balmy. Let's see what we got here. It is a balmy 69 degrees. I did throw on my jacket just because while we had that clip running, just because the sun is going down, and I know the temperature drops pretty darn quickly with when that sun goes down. So I figured I'll just throw it on now and see. But how are you guys doing out there? Hopefully everybody is well. And let's throw up. I have had some requests. Let's take that banner down. And let's put up another one here, right there. I've had a couple of requests for stickers, and I have not forgot you guys. I basically don't want to do anything with the stickers until I'm out of quarantine. That means touching them. That means preparing envelopes and going down to the post office and mailing those out for you. You can thank me later if I actually were to get this. So far, though, no problems at all. So, but yeah, if you want a sticker, just write to me right there at that email, and we'll get a sticker out to you. So, um, yeah, WCRV Adventure says if you're willing to plan ahead, the state parks in Florida are amazing. that is my first line of defense. So when I am planning on being down in Florida, I will start planning that a year in advance to nail at least one of those parks for 2 weeks to go down there and actually spend 2 weeks on the Keys. So hopefully, I I don't think there'll be any problem, but I know how the state parks work. I'm going to be on it a year in advance. A year in advance. So um, they found 7 geocaches this week. Congrats, you guys! That is awesome. WCRV Adventures was part of Bob and Pearl's rally this last a month ago, and had a fantastic time out there. And while I was out there, I did do a geocaching class for 2 days, and those guys went out and learned geocaching, and they've been having fun with it ever since. And I enjoy the geocaching a lot, and I'm really enjoy just freedom a lot right now because I've been locked up, guys. I'm held hostage by something you can't even see. So, congrats to you guys. They're having fun with it. Thinking about geocaching, how do you like it? Yeah, whoa, Nelly. We should have showed you guys when you came out. It is so much fun, especially if you like getting out and going for walks. It will definitely get you doing that. A lot of times the geocaches will lead you to places that you normally wouldn't hear and or see of, and they'll bring you to those spots. And there may be history, there may be a view. You just never know. You never know. So, if anything, it's just fun finding them. So, uh, hopefully, WCRV Adventures, have you had any of the sneaky ones yet? That's what I want to know, because I'll tell you what, the creativity in creating these containers to find geocaching is endless, is boundless. And it is fascinating to see the ideas at work out there for how people hide these things. So, um, Dave, where you inhale air is ahead above everyone except Bob, and next exit you should be good to go. Yeah, I feel fortunate. I have to tell you, Jim, I feel fortunate being out here, and the problem is that I came into town, and it is at an RV park, and you recognize there's not much danger when you're out in the desert where it's pretty safe, and you don't really have to worry about it. And unfortunately, you get complacent like me, and you come back into town and you meet people. And I'm a social bee anyway. I enjoy meeting people. And then all of a sudden, you know what? Something like this happens, and you just can't help that stuff. It's gonna happen. It was bound to happen. So I meet too many people, and I'll tell you, it just it's one of those things. So, but yes, it is safer here. I don't know. It depends on which news you watch. So, meant to be RV, and we love geocaching. And you are so right. Take you some really cool spots. Yeah, they really do take you to some cool spots, don't they? I didn't know you guys were geocachers out there. And even out in the middle of, we met those guys in Quartzsite, and even while we're not too far away from where we were at there in Quartzsite, was along what they call a power trail, and it is the um, LA to Phoenix Sunshine Trail. It was the old wagon trail that went from LA to Phoenix and went through there. And you never would have known it. You would have just taken it as just another dirt road. Somebody put a power trail on there, and I don't know how many were on there, probably at least 50. And they gave you a little bit of that history so that you knew where you were walking. That used to be a busy road at some point or another. X Fired Up says they spent a long weekend at the Encore in Sunshine Key in a rented trailer. It was semi flooded that weekend, and a lot of sites were unusable. Yeah, depending on the weather, it might be easier sometimes rather than others. I'll tell you, the when I was down there, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was also winter, and that place there it was packed. So all of the trying to get a reservation down there, I know about the state parks. Pretty much have to hit those just as soon as they become available, and that's I think it's a year in advance. So I plan on making that a reality. So if I miss your comments, I apologize. Rather than scrolling back, I want to see if I can get them. But in an urban setting, they had to be very clever. We have been introduced to micro caches and magnets. Oh my gosh, yeah, I think the nanos. Um, Guys, I don't have a pencil with me, but a number two. So what they're talking about is the size of the geocaches. Now, this may seem insane, guys, but the smallest ones that I have seen so far are about the size of an eraser on a number two pencil. And they actually do have a log in them, and you need to sign the log to get the find. And uh, they can be awfully tricky to try to find. So I have seen a variety of creativity on the geocaches. I have seen in the forest a pine cone that pulled apart, and inside was the log was the geocache in a forest. And so yeah, it was kind of interesting. Um, the magnet ones they're talking about are usually your key hide a key boxes, and those can be under tables. They can be just about anywhere where there might be a piece of metal or something stuck to it. And the hardest one that I ever had to get or find, it took me many tries going back to this thing. It ended up being on a light post in a parking lot that had an electrical outlet on the side of it. It was just a cover. One day I touched the cover after about 6 times of trying to find this, and the cover moved. And I realized the cover was just attached to the metal pole with a couple of magnets, and the log was in a little pocket on the backside of that cover. And so there it is in plain sight. Who is going to grab a cover on a light post? Yeah, so that's now some of you say, "Oh, I would have found that right away." Well, I didn't. I had to go back over and over again. It takes me a while to learn things. Jan's road tripping is in the house. Hi guys, how are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. I can't stay. I'm having bad flare. Oh, that's Shauna. Oh, she's got okay. Yeah, hopefully you're okay, and you'll be back to normal again. So soon. Uh, Whoa, Nelly. Sorry you were having flare up. Oh, she's offering you guys talking in the background there. Smallest we have seen is the size of a small makeup sample container. Yeah. Wait until you get a nano. Yeah, it's what you're looking for is something about the size of a pencil eraser on a number two pencil. And so just going to have to be touchy and feel it. Good night, Shauna. Glad that you could stop by. Tell Scott we said hi. And hopefully you get over that quickly. Um, the one of the ones that Miss Karen and I found, I can't remember the state if that was Florida. It was a birdhouse in a park, and I looked at this birdhouse over and over again. I couldn't figure out how they had worked this birdhouse. Um, and then it dawned on me. I finally pulled the perch for the bird right there by the hole. It was a working birdhouse, and the bottom dropped out of it, and there was the log and everything on the inside. So that one had actually swollen with the weather and water, and so Miss Karen and I had to take that one back to the truck, and I had to do a little bit of woodworking on that too, so that it would open up nicely, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, Miss Karen says, yeah, Florida. That was it. That was it. So, uh, so what about you guys? Is everybody warming up? Are you guys done with the whole winter thing? Hopefully, I just heard from somebody that was down at South Padre Island, down at the very bottom of Texas, finally up to about 70 degrees there. So they were seeing 20-degree weather there for a number of days while that cold front kind of moved across the whole country, really. And holy cow. Um, Texas is, I just feel for them because they're not used to getting that kind of cold. So daytime highs at the low 60s there where you're at. Uh, Let us know where you're at though. I don't remember where you're at, Lucy. So Imagine Travel says 30 there, so that's warmer. Everybody's warming up a little bit. I do watch Adam the Woo, and he just made a cross country journey, and boy, all of those videos were basically about surviving the snow and ice and trying to get cross country. So Southwest Oregon, 50 and drizzle. Yep. Yeah, southwest. Yeah, that sounds about right for there. They do get snow, but it typically that's a little bit warmer there. Going to be 80s most of this week, showing 90 for next Saturday, but that could change. Yep. Oh my gosh. Warmer in Canada than in Texas the last few days. RV living life. I have heard that. I think it was you and Jim, and you guys are. I'll tell you what. I have never heard of Canada being warmer than Texas, and that says a lot right there. So hopefully those guys will warm up and can start kind of recovering a little bit. 25 right there now. 70s in Vegas by Tuesday. Yeah, I heard some weather. I think it was Flagstaff, Arizona, was still pushing the 30s. They were still pushing some freezing weather there for lows. So it doesn't take very long to go north, but it sounds like Vegas is getting a little bit of help there. Flagstaff is a little bit higher too. So um, let's see. All I can say, guys, is I'm glad that we didn't go down to Texas. I don't think that I don't think there was anywhere in Texas that you could go that wouldn't violate our no snowflake policy. And holy cow, I'm just so glad that we weren't down there for that. So, hey, we were warmer than Oregon last summer, Dave. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. It depends on where in Oregon, and I'm sure it depends on where in Canada, too. So, yeah, there's certain parts of Oregon. They're typically they're typically warmer. The Rogue Valley, I spent 3 years there. That's southern Oregon, kind of in the middle, right there by the California Oregon border. And it was nothing to have 100-degree plus weather during the summer. And as kids, we pretty much lived in the Rogue River, swimming every weekend. So um, that being said, though, you go to Bend, Oregon, where I spent about 30 years, and the summers are mild, very comfortable, 80s, sometimes 90s. You can generally count on one hand, though, how many times it gets to 100. And even then, it's a fluke because the next day it'll be back down to 80 degrees. So one of the reasons why I loved Central Oregon so much it's the problem is the snow. So, and I see a couple of jets making their way around, and I don't know if they're coming around, but we'll see if they come in. So I don't know if we have to. We'll kind of keep it that direction, and maybe you guys, because I see them over there, but I know what they do is they loop around and come back, and if they are, they're Harriers, and so it's going to get a little bit noisy here, but. Well, good. At least everybody is warming up. Southern Ontario in Canada is quite mild winter. You only get about a month of really cold weather. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I want to get up to Canada, and I don't want to go all the way to Alaska, but I have been to Canada a couple times working, and it would really be nice to get up there and be able to see it. So. Um, Vancouver, British Columbia is much milder than here. Yeah, yeah. Every time that I see your videos, I just chill. So RV Living Life kicks out those videos, and I almost have to look away. It's like a horror movie, and I have to look away. Yes, it looks so cold. Sun glow in the background now, Dave. Yeah, there is. I'd have to kind of turn it, and I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see. We'll just turn you over that way because I don't know if we got jets coming in this way or not, and I don't want to miss them. So, but yeah, they're starting to get a little bit of a sunset. Oh. All right, we have just a couple more minutes left, and I don't know if those planes are going to get over here. Quiet night tonight, guys. I'm telling you, this place has been pretty darn loud, and I do have a park review that's pretty much done, and I thought, well, we've got the live coming up. We'll get that done, and then I'll go ahead and post that. So look for that tomorrow or Tuesday, and we'll have that one up for you. But I don't know where our jets went. They went over that way. So how's that? A full hour with no jets flying over. I thought for sure we'd get lucky tonight. So, and then I don't see much happening on the runway. Of all nights for them to be quiet. Oh, it figures. It figures. But let's see here. I've got we've got just about 1 minute. I could send you a video with me and my tractor and snowblower. No, you couldn't, Jim. I don't want you to do that, but I wouldn't want you to force you to break out your winter parkas. Yeah, no, don't do that. Oh, we'll leave it for the video. It's gonna. So I did come down here. I got a lot of jets flying over. Got a lot of jets flying over. Basically, they're the same for the park. It is really noisy here, and they start about 8 o'clock in the morning. I thought they stopped about 10. They actually go right on to about 11 o'clock. So I did make reservations. So once I leave here, I'll be out for 7 days, and then I'll be coming into a different park here that this time will be farther away from the airport, and I think I'm going to be okay with that. So the last time that I stayed here was on the side of the airport, right over there, and it was quite noisy as well. So I think that's going to wrap us up tonight, though, guys. And hopefully, if you get a chance, and if you have Hulu, go check out Nomad Land. Let me know what you guys think of it. I'm going to go home tonight and watch it while I make my dinner, and we'll see what I think of it, and maybe we'll do a review of that a little bit next week. I'll let everybody know about it. Brian wanted to tell you we still have your ice. I'm glad that you guys didn't need any, and I'm glad that he got that fixed. Their refrigerator was out for a while, and they came over and got some ice, And and I had an abundance of it, so I'm glad that I could help. I can't believe it's still left in the freezer, though. That's surprising. HC Carefree Highway, you stay healthy, stay safe. Karen's new journey, so glad that you came by. She has a new video out, and go and check her out. X Fired Up, you take care. Marcy Webb, Lamona RV Living Life, Tigner Adventures, WC RV Adventures. Oh my gosh, I don't think we can get everybody in there. Glad to have you guys. You guys have a good live life full time. We will see you this same time next week. Hopefully, we'll have a different background. So we'll see you then, guys. Take care. Bye bye.